Hold on. Whoa. Dang. We don't have any viewers yet, so we can get away with this right now. Hold on. Dang. I gotta learn. Okay, now. And benvenuti tifosi Napolitani to another edition of Monday Night Napoli. Conspicuous by his absence is Kencho Freddy. Last minute had something come up. I'm your host, as always, Raffa Rispo. I am here today with a man who was gracious enough to last minute come on and guest host. Let's all welcome in Gaetano Sollazzo, my man Gaetano. What's up,
What's
buddy?
up?
How are
What's
you
up?
today?
What's up, Rafa? Buonasera. What's going on, guys?
Buonasera a te. Yeah, man. Thank you so much for coming on last minute. Really appreciate it.
No problem. My pleasure.
And I'm gonna thank the chat for joining us tonight, for joining us live. We only have Francesco in there right now, but I'm pretty sure we'll get more people in pretty soon. And Francesco decides to say, "Oh, Zio, what's up, Zio?
What's up, friend?
Zio Gaetano is on with us right now." So Gaetano, thank you again. Like I said, I want to thank everybody who will be watching, who watching on, whether you're live, whether you're watching on a delay, going back into our YouTube channel, listening to us on the podcast. Appreciate having you guys here with us today. But today, Gaetano, we are going to start and talk about a little bit more about the Napoli demolishing of Lazio last night. 4-0. Napoli move into sole possession of first place. Tribute to Maradona. We'll get into that later, but let's talk about the game before we talk about that. Just probably, in my opinion, the most beautiful game that we've played since the days of Maurizio Sarri. You all know how I feel about him and what he's done for the team and what he didn't do for the team as well. But we have to agree that when he coached us, when he managed us, it was beautiful football. And his return to the Maradona with Lazio yesterday was spoiled with basically the same style we played while he was on our bench. Gaetano, what were your emotions from yesterday?
I mean, you said it really, really well. I mean, the most fluid, aesthetically pleasing football we played since Sarri left. Right. Um, just one touch, two touch, quick off the ball movements, finding the right pass. I mean, Chiro was, throwback Chiro. He was, no look passes, dropping back, 1-2s. It was just his first goal was just a thing of beauty. The second one was too, but just the build up play of the first goal was unbelievable. But yeah, just culture champagne, just beautiful soccer.
Yeah, we had Zielinski open up the scoring for us right away, 6 minutes in. We had the ball placed in by Lozano to Mertens. decent ball, not the best ball, but a decent ball, good enough to get Mertens to draw defenders towards him and cause a little, you know, ruckus in the box in order
Yeah.
for Zielinski to blast it with his left. Um, it took a bit of a deflection going in, but it went in nonetheless. And Zielinski, you could really see the passion in his eyes. I think someone said it on Twitter. It might even have been Dom from Napoli Talk. He said, look at the enthusiasm and passion in Zielinski's eyes. He's back. He was taking a lot of heat from us for having a really slow start, but I really feel like he's back in form. That's 4 goals in his last 6 now. Let's talk about that for a minute. Zielinski comes in. This poses some sort of an issue, I feel, because if you have, obviously we'll get to the Mertens goals too, Gaetano. But if you have a guy like Mertens playing the way he's playing, and then when Osimhen comes back, where do you put this guy? Because I don't feel like you can sit Mertens after these. If these displays continue until the end of February, now you have an issue where you have a really hot Mertens, but also a really hot Zielinski if he continues to play like this. It's a great problem to have, don't get me wrong, but what do you see with Zielinski's progress and maybe what he can do for the team when Osimhen comes back on, where Mertens can fit? What kind of a situation we'll have at that point?
Yeah, I mean, obviously Zelensky took a little bit of a knock at the beginning of the year. I don't think he was fully healthy for a while, and
That's a good point. Yeah, that's a good
we're
point.
seeing the real Zelensky now that we've seen for probably the last couple of years. Right, last year I think we would agree was probably his best year. As far as what we do, listen, we thought we'd have too much depth up front going into the season, and then with COVID and injuries and other stuff, now we're kind of thin, right? Oh, Danny, but
Visto Gaetano.
yeah, I mean, listen, it would probably be when Chiro's on top of his form, he's probably paying the 10. You could play around in the midfield. You could play Zielinski at the mezzala if you need to. Spalletti's been shown that he's versatile with his formations and lineups. I'm sure he'll find a way to get Zielinski into the starting 11, game in and game out if he's in form. I don't mind seeing Zielinski drop back. Of course, I'd like to see him play closer to goal. I think he's better there, but I'm not against him playing deeper into the midfield and creating a little bit if we need him there. I'm one of the belief that he has to play if he's healthy and in form. We got to find you find a place for him to play. Again, if it's Mezzala, or he's not really a double pivot guy, but if maybe you go 3 in the middle, in the midfield, you could put him there and let him create a little bit. I think that would be okay.
Yeah, I agree. I think when Zielinski is playing up to his ability, he could play at that Mezzala position, but so can Cheeto. And
Right.
It all depends on what kind of Osimhen we get back as well. I mean,
That's
I
true. And how
know,
long?
listen, the Osimhen thing really hurts. It does. It sucks because someone in here said it earlier. It's Sedano, I believe. What's up, Sedano? If Zambo and Ossi were playing, it would have been 10. I agree with that
Yeah.
big time.
Yeah.
Ralph Diz joins us. Ciao,
Oh,
belly. Ciao,
Bizarro.
Pizarro.
Buonasera.
Buonasera. Here's another great point. I believe Peter put this up here. If Zilu doesn't score, is that a penalty for Napoli? I screamed rigore at the screen. What do you think?
Yeah, I think we all had the same reaction, but knowing our luck, VAR would have not worked for a few minutes, and then they wouldn't have looked at the replay. I mean, it seemed like it was a very stern challenge, to say the least. You would hope they would have called it or at least looked at it, the VAR. But the original tackle, we're all rigore. Like my son's even screaming rigore is 8. He's yelling.
Yeah.
He's worse than me now. He's always blaming the refs. I think I corrupt him a little bit, but it'll be all right. But I think it would have been.
I do too. I definitely think so too. Let's see what else. Who else do we have in here today? Let's see. We had Zeno. I said, "What's up to Zeno?" Matteo Casale. Zielinski looks back to his best and just at the right time for sure. Ralph asked, "Didn't the ref call the advantage?" I was just going to bring that up. Actually, I was searching for. Was that Orzato yesterday?
Yeah.
couldn't remember. Yeah, okay, it was Orzato. Yeah. I think he did a really good job with the match yesterday, man. Like it's so weird to say. You had Valeri before who called, I think, a fair match in the loss of the team there, and then you have Orzato who called another pretty fair match yesterday. I think Ralph Bizarro has something, there when he says the ref called the advantage, like. The ref just let it play, let it
Yeah.
go. It's early in the match, let's go. But I think it could have been a penalty if had we lost the ball, or if Zielinski maybe missed the shot or whatever, VAR might have checked it out. But
Yeah, pulled it back.
yeah, moving on to the second goal where I believe it was Insigne who found Mertens losing so many of the defense there.
Oh my God,
Patrick
he set like 3 of them down. That was
Yeah,
ridiculous.
was it a Cherby that he just left in the dust as well? Or
Acerbi's still sitting there at the
Baldi or
Maradona.
something like that. Yeah. He's still sliding off the pitch.
He's
Really.
still, he has not he's not recovered.
Someone needs to create that gif of him, like of him just sliding right off there. The conditions yesterday were pretty horrid as well in the first half, especially. What a mess that was, right?
Yeah.
But Mertens being Mertens puts in his 104th goal of Serie A, 138th, I believe, all time.
I think 137, 138. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, 137, 138, and then 104, 105, right? But the second goal coming just 4 minutes after the first, and Napoli were just flying so high.
The second goal was almost the very similar to the one he scored against Torino a little bit in my eye. A little pallonetto, right?
Yes. Yeah. Just eating the defense up, and he was back, man. Mertens is back. And you could see in their face, they're just having so much fun out there, I feel like when Napoli is in a situation where they're going to have a good time on the pitch, there's nobody that can stop them. Third goal, beautiful play. Fabian finding Lozano, who takes one touch, gets it right to Dries, and Dries, you could tell, was just staring Lozano down, like, give me this ball, I'm going to take this shot and score. It's going to happen. And it was just sort of like training ground type stuff, and but the shot, the pallonetto, the tiragiro, the whatever you want to call it from Mertens,
that was nice.
Totally losing, Peperina. A little surprised at Peperina. I mean, not that these were easy shots to take, but Peperina knows Napoli. He knows that Napoli. He was there for that. Husai too, Napoli just on a different level, man. Just for me, 3-0 at the before 30 minutes, and Napoli were on cruise control.
Yeah, it was a charged atmosphere with the Maradona tribute. The crowd finally, Curva B was back. The Ultras were back in Curva B. You could just feel the intensity. The stadium was there. I think the team felt it, and that was lacking a little bit at the beginning of the season. As much as we debate about the Ultras and how much power they hold over the team a little bit, as far as who can go in, what they can do or cannot do, we can debate that. But they bring the heat and they bring the energy to the game. So having them back, I think, helped the team as well. But the first half was just, devastating.
For sure. Daniel chimes in and says people can't blame the conditions because it was the same for both. Mertens sent Acerbi back to Rome. Yeah.
He didn't take the train. He didn't take the Frecciarossa. He just went. He just got
Ken, yo boys, wish I could be there tonight. That's okay, Kenny. No worries. We'll get
just keeping it warm, Ken. Don't worry.
Yes, sir. Yeah, and then takes us to the half. Hold on, Francesco in here. Yeah, that Mertens goal was similar to his chip against Joe Hart when he got a hat trick, right, against Torino. Yes, very good, very good.
Luca, buonasera. What's up, bro?
Luca, ciao ragazzi. Raf Pizarro, KO. Yes, sir. We knocked them right out. So second half starts. And I'll tell you what. So Lazio made the change. He took Patrick out and put in
Lazzari.
Lazzari, that's right. And we had Sean McIntosh in here yesterday from the Laziale, from Lazio Lounge, with Charlotte FC. Actually, he's working with Charlotte FC. He seems to think that Lazzari should have started this match yesterday. I don't really think it would have mattered. I think Napoli were on a mission. I think they had the vision in front of them, and I don't think anyone would have stopped them. So whether it was Patric or Lazzari, I don't think it would have mattered. But to his credit, Lazzari came in, and I thought I saw Napoli. I don't want to say take their foot off the gas, but definitely play a little more reserved after coming into the second half. Um, definitely kept the press going, but Lazio really had nothing in the second half because all their chances really came in the first, didn't it?
The Chadby header and
The
the Luis
Cherby
Alberto
header,
volley, right?
yes, the volley from Luis Alberto that Ospina saved, which was a
Great save.
magnificent save.
Great save.
The ensuing corner kick with the Acerbi header hitting the crossbar. Before that, the Immobile run down the left to
he beat Rahmani.
Right, beat Rahmani, and that's funny because Rahmani got the worst rating by FootMob yesterday. I mean, I didn't think he played a bad game. We just didn't really hear his name that much.
Yeah, he didn't have much to do.
But not much to do, right? And then with a few minutes left, we made all the changes we needed to make. -2. Mertens came off. Lozano came off. Who else was it that came off? I believe it's Zielinski. Zielinski had come off.
Yeah, because Demme came on,
Demme came on. And then Fabian with his magic. I mean,
Imago,
but
Imago.
What's not talked about a lot since last night were the amount of passes leading up to that play.
Yeah.
50 consecutive passes. I remember hearing ole, 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 but not for this play. It was for another play that Rahmani had sent out of touch. And I just was going ole, ole. But then they get the ball back and 50 passes before Fabian buries the fourth goal. Just a friggin' thing of beauty. And Fabian, we need to talk about him a little bit. We are going to talk about Lobotka. I do want to touch on him too. I did see some stuff in here about him.
People have some good comments about Lobotka, right?
We'll address it. But the Fabian goal, I mean, Zielinski coming off for Demme allowed Fabian go a little forward.
Yep.
And we've been saying this on, various platforms on this Far From Vesuvius network, that when Fabian gets a little bit of range at the edge of the box, he's deadly. I mean deadly.
Yeah, you can't give him any space.
Right. Before yesterday, he hadn't been playing very well for a few games. But yesterday he was magnificent. I had him as our beast of the match. Talk to me about how you feel about how Fabian has come along in the last few matches, half season, what have you.
Yeah, I'll even bring it back further than that because I remember having conversations with you guys at the beginning of last year where we weren't, he was kind of playing in a new position, right? Back further. He wasn't really playing that well. People were ready to just sell him off. I'm tired of this guy. He's too slow, blah, 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 blah. And then progressively last year, he got much, much better. Towards the end of the year, last year, I thought he was one of our best players. And then this year he started off really strong, but he never comes off the field at this point. So he probably had some tired legs a couple of games, previous. And now I think he's back. He showed great performance against Lazio. He was all over the field, like you said. And man, if you give this guy an inch anywhere within striking distance, it's lights out, man. His left foot is, it's just pinpoint precision, power. And he was smart too because he kept it low. And with the weather we talked about, it skid. When that ball skids, you have no choice. You have no chance.
Sure.
But I think he's playing great, man. He's playing great as a playmaker. He's gotten much, much better at recovering the ball defensively. That was his weakest point, I thought, last year. I think he's improved tremendously in that area where he's able to win some balls back and start a counter or get us going offensively. He's a top player, man. He's a top player. And the closer to goal, the better he is. But the position he's playing now, he's playing phenomenal. But I think closer to goal, he's a better player.
You're right, but he is really coming into that deeper role. I think he's coming into it. It was a matter of time. He just needed to really make that his own. We'll move to Daniel. Am I the only one who thought Lobotka was candidate for man of the match? He had like 150 passes and controlled the tempo well and won the ball back a lot. Now, Demme returning from COVID shortly before the Europa League match was set to take place. Too late for him to be included in the squad available for this game. I really thought he should have gotten the start. I was very gung-ho on Demme starting over Lobotka. I realized Lobotka started off really well this season, got injured, came back, didn't feature too much, got the start against the Europa in Spartak in the Europa League, didn't really work out that well, but gave up the penalty in the first 2 minutes. But Lobotka yesterday was something else, man. I agree where he could have been candidate for at least beast of the match on our platform, but definitely possibly, man of the match candidate. I'll check his foot mob stats, foot mob ratings in just a second. Matteo agrees with Daniel. Lobo had a 97% completion rate, along with 9 recoveries. Biz says the same. He had a great game. Ken also said the same thing. Lobotka could unlock Fabian moving forward, which I believe he helped do when Demme came in for Zielinski. Gianluca, I'm sorry, not Gianluca. But yeah, no, I think that's it for Lobotka in the comments. But yeah, unbelievable game from Lobotka yesterday. How did you feel when you first saw that it was Lobotka in there, not Demme? And were your feelings eradicated after yesterday?
No, I was okay with. I was okay with it. I thought Lobotka had a really strong start to the season. But obviously, when we got Anguissa, and he was kind of forced into the lineup at the beginning, if you guys remember, because Lobotka got hurt. Anguissa basically took his spot. He played great. Obviously, we don't have to talk about too much about how great Anguissa has been, right? But I'm happy that Lobotka got a shot. Obviously, I think I tweeted this out yesterday. He's like a new player, a newfound player under Spalletti. He lost a ton of weight. He's in shape. He's recovering balls. He's playing quick, smart. You guys are throwing out all the stats. I don't have to go more into it, but he was in complete control of midfield yesterday.
Shout out to the chat helping us out, man. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, the chat is great. And I want to just Gianluca, going back to Fabian real quick. He makes a great point on Fabian. He's the one who launched that long ball to Insigne on the first Mertens.
All right.
The first Mertens goal. So
yeah, so not only was it him launching the ball to Insigne, but he also launched the ball to Lozano.
Lozano on the switch. Yep,
that's
the switch. Yep. But yeah, man, listen, somebody made a point in the chat about we need to be rotating the midfield more. I agree. As great as Anguissa and Fabian pairing has been, I think we have a lot of depth there, and we can keep guys fresh. And like I said before, Francesco.
I think Spalletti should really consider rotating that midfield. I feel like he was leaning on Anguissa every match, not taking anything away. Anguissa was playing lights out, but Lobotka should get minutes.
Yeah, same with them.
Agreed. Yeah, right.
And again, listen, I'm all for, you guys know me through our conversation, through our chats and Twitter and everything else. I like formation flexibility, game to game, and even within a game, and having multiple midfielders with different characteristics allows a guy like Spalletti to play in different ways against different teams. Like I really thought that against Inter, who's a team who's in the time we say massiccia, right? They're tough in the middle. I think we could have used the extra midfielder there. Like games like that, when you're on the road and you got to dig in a little bit, I think having that little bit of a more robust midfield helps. That's just me.
I agree. No, I agree. The whole midfield is playing great. We just were a little stretched thin at a certain time with Demme. Lobotka out with his injury. Zielinski was a little injured too. Demme with COVID, this and that. Demme had the injury too in the beginning.
Yeah, and Demme probably doesn't have the 90 minutes in his legs. That's probably why you're going to start with COVID and everything else.
Exactly. But now that everyone's fully fit, healthy, ready to go, Anguissa comes back pretty soon, I'm hoping. Definitely a good thing for us, definitely. I'm gonna talk about Ospina too, because Ospina had a really good game too.
Yeah,
I think Ospina's
great.
performance today may have been the nail, or yesterday anyway, may have been the nail in the coffin for Medet. He made the important save when he had to at 2-0. If that goes in, who knows what happens? 100% agreed. A
Great
lot of
point.
people will talk about that 2-0 lead being, unsafe as, superstition or as something that's, not real. I think it's very real. At 2-0, you're taking your foot off the gas a little bit, and it allows a team to come back. That's why you got to keep pouring it on and pouring it on. And that save really did help us out a lot. We were fortunate that uh, um, the corner kick didn't go in, but yeah, man, I agree 100%. I think Ospina is like most likely to get a contract renewal and Medet to be sold. If you ask
Yeah,
me, if anything,
I would never have guessed that a year ago. Never in
isn't
a
that
million years.
insane? It's insane.
Ospina's been great. I was a Medet guy from the beginning. Young, upcoming. But I mean, the eye test is undeniable, man. Ospina's just playing lights out, and it's been well documented how Meret is kind of hot and cold, and he just hasn't developed, and he's often hurt, and it's just kind of been disappointing, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. It doesn't. Uh, I don't know. I don't know. It's pretty insane. I mean, like, it's not that I fault. I don't really fault Medet for the goals against, in the Europa League when he started. I mean, the one was a penalty and the other one
Yeah,
was, I mean, maybe he
he was
could
a
have done
little
a little
slow to
better in
react
the
on
other
the
one. Yeah,
header. Yeah,
and the
yeah,
header. Yeah, right,
yeah.
right. But there's not much, there's not much Medet really offers when it comes to between Medet and Ospina, and I
No,
just think his time has come. I think he needs to go to a team that he's going to play a lot more certain, like for certain, with a less than backup. Um, but yeah, I mean, there you go. Let's see. Gianluca comes in. The triangles were all over the place this week, playing out of the press and into a
yeah,
fast-paced attack. Without Victor, is great to see. Certainly not the same mentality of years past.
yeah.
Um, what do you think um about how Spalletti has us playing? I mean, I know he lines up in the formation that he walked into. But this was very much just like Sadi ball.
Yeah.
Do you think the players have, that's just a question that popped into my head, Gaetano. Do you think the players have a good enough sense on how to play without much of Spalletti's input on the game? I mean, we know how he plays, but do you think maybe he comes in going, "All right, guys, you know how to play this style. Just play it," you know?
Yeah. Listen, I think he's an experienced coach, he's a smart coach, and the core of the team, if we think about it, really has been the same for quite some time now, right? It hasn't really changed much. So at its core, Napoli's, is a team that likes to play quick, 1-2. Um, the players know each other, and I think players in general enjoy a certain amount of freedom within a system, and I think that showed yesterday. Obviously, there's a formation. There's supposed to play a certain place in a certain way, but you saw Mertens. He was all over the field. I mean, he was dropping back. He was going to the right and the left, picking up the ball. He was overlapping when Insigne picked up the ball. Um, Lozano was up and down the wing as always. Insigne was interchanging a lot with Mertens. Zielinski was switching back and forth with Chiro. When Chiro was dropping, Zielinski would move up. So you could tell that the players were playing with a certain amount of freedom that they enjoy. And I mean, the guys know each other. They've been playing together for a very long time. Um, so I think you make a great point that Spalletti kind of came in and said, "Hey, we have a framework here that works. Let me put maybe a couple of wrinkles in there that I like, but let these guys play a little bit."
I agree, my friend. I agree. We have some breaking news here.
Uh-oh. Breaking
And
news.
breaking news.
Mi
Breaking
piace
news.
breaking news, ragazzi.
Actually, not breaking news, but someone has broken into the studio. He's backstage and he's gonna come in. Um, After all, Ken is in the house.
Oh,
What's
Yo.
going on, my friend?
What's up?
What's up, tripletta? What's going
You
on, bro?
made it. You made it, my man. You made it. What's
I
going
made it
on?
happen. I have a friend
So we
who's
saw-
moving out of town, so we had a dinner, but it didn't run as long as we thought. So
There you
here
go.
I am.
Nice.
Here you are. So Ken, we'll get right to you because I know you've been watching and you've been following along. You've been commenting. Talk to us about yesterday. What really did you take away from yesterday?
A few things. A few things really came. A few things really impressed me. One, and I think a lot of people have said it. The insertion of Lobotka and the impact he had on the game yesterday really made a huge difference. I think it took a little bit of the burden off of Fabian to not only be sort of like the creative presence in the midfield, but also like sort of be playing like a regista as well. So I think that was a huge help for the team. Obviously, Mertens coming alive yesterday was huge because we're all a little bit nervous about what we're going to look like without Osimhen. And we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see if this becomes a trend and we get like, a few months of the old Chiro back, or whether he just embodied the spirit of Maradona for one night. But obviously it's a huge statement game against your former coach. Once the team's also reeling a little bit. So I think it's a huge statement game, and obviously it's huge for us in the league. Milan have another slip 2 weeks in a row with losses in the league, and they sort of had a reverse, right? They lost in the league, they came back and had a huge win in the Champions League against Atletico Madrid, and then
Very big win, yeah.
And then took an L against the Sassuolo, who will be playing on Wednesday. So, it's a huge win. Huge win. Made Maurizio Sarri look stupid, which I'm happy about. Spalletti showed that he said earlier in the year that we couldn't play with a false nine, but made some tweaks, allowed Dries to come much closer to the rest of the midfield. And I think that that confused the back line of Lazio a little bit. Allowed like players like Zielinski and Insigne and Lozano to find those spaces ahead. And he was able to sort of navigate his way and be sort of like the last guy in. You see the second goal he scored, he was, not even in the box. So he's sitting at the top of the box waiting, and Lozano puts a perfect ball on his foot. And I don't know, this dude loves to score against Lazio, I'll tell you that.
He really does.
He loves to score against Lazio. And he likes to make their keepers look real stupid. I mean, that second goal he scored was ridiculous.
Really was.
I mean, the first one was great too. No, nothing taken away from the first one, because the first one was a great goal also. But the second one was special. First time.
Special. Yeah.
The poise on the first one was more impressive than the
in
actual
traffic. Yeah,
because you just got to take a moment there, not rush, and just take your time and just put it right in the corner. But yeah, that technically speaking, the second goal was perfect. Yeah.
The shouts for Lobotka being man of the match yesterday. FootMob only rated him at a 7.8. Ramani had the lowest rating at 6.7. Koulibaly at 7.5. Mario Rui at 7.4. Is it really just because? Di Lorenzo had a yellow, but he got an 8.3 because he had an assist. Are the lower ratings for the defense really just because they didn't have much to do yesterday?
Probably, yeah.
I really don't think anyone that started the match yesterday or even came on as a sub, I mean, as little as they really had to do, played bad. I think everyone played just so fantastic.
Can you think of a time where Koulibaly had to make a key tackle or anything yesterday? I can't remember one time that Koulibaly had to step in.
Not necessarily. He might have made one. I might have remembered one, but I mean that's it, And Ramani really wasn't. He didn't have to do much either. I feel like Mario Rui played lights out.
He only attempted one tackle and had one interception.
Yeah,
so there
you go.
Yeah, he didn't have anything to do.
It's just he didn't have anything to do.
Yeah,
Lobotka was really the guy. I think he had like 135 completed passes, which is insane.
How could he have gotten a 7.8 from FootMob, man? That's insane.
I don't know. I don't know how those guys.
Those ratings, yeah.
How
I love the guys from FootMob. Don't get me wrong, I do. They're actually really cool. They're responsive. I've chatted with them. But yeah, that was a little crazy. Anyway, you mentioned Politano. He is coming back from COVID.
Yes.
Tested negative earlier this morning. Now we got him back. Hopefully he's available for the Wednesday match against Sassuolo. Probably won't start. Maybe he'll come off the bench. But definitely available for the Atalanta match, which I'm very excited about.
Mhm.
Let's talk about that. Lozano, his time starting while Politano was out. We know that this is the heated debate on Twitter and all over the place. We're not going to get into that, but let's realistically chat about how Lozano did filling in for Politano while he was out from COVID. Gaetano, you can start.
Hot and cold. I would describe him as hot and. I actually thought he would take this chance and do more with it. I was a little bit disappointed that he played well yesterday, and he's played well, but he has not. I don't think he's played great in any match. We haven't seen the Lozano from early last year since probably 5-6 months ago. I don't want to discount this guy. Almost lost his eye during that one game when he played with Mexico. Yeah. So I'm sure that might still be a factor. I mean, you go into a challenge like that, and you have a serious issue in your face. That probably affects you a little bit. But I was hoping he'd do more. I'm a Lozano guy. I like both Lozano and Politano, but I was hoping for more. I was hoping for more. A little bit. I don't know if disappointed is the word, but a little bit left to be desired, I guess, from Lozano these last couple weeks.
Ken?
Yeah, I mean, I thought he played really well yesterday. He had an assist on Mertens' second goal. Obviously, it's an amazing finish, so it is what it is. But I thought he played well against Inter too, in a match where a lot of the guys didn't play very well. I thought he was one of the bright spots. I mean,
especially in the first half.
Yeah, he was giving Perisic a lot of problems. I mean,
in the Europa League.
Yeah, he's been good. He's been good. I mean, he hasn't, torn the world down, but I think he's been good. I know a lot of people were expecting him to, I don't know, do one thing or the other because of his comments on international break, but he's been fine. I'm happy to have Politano back. I mean, for me, it's not a debate, really. I think I prefer Lozano to start, but I'm happy we have them both. I don't know why anybody. I'm very happy that we have them both. So,
Sean Sullivan says that the 1-2 between him and Cheeto was fire. I agree, my friend. Sean also said hi to you, Ken. By the way, he wanted.
Hey, Sean, what's up, dude?
But yeah, I agree. Him and Cheeto linked up pretty well yesterday. He was able to find Mertens a couple times. Francesco says that Lozano could have had some assists against Inter, especially in the Europa League at Spartak. So the assist he got yesterday was deserved. It was, for sure. I like Lozano. I think he adds something that we, hey, listen, I'll never complain about Lozano or Politano. I'm a fan of both of them. I love them both. I think that they both add to what we used to have on the right with Callejon. Callejon's last 2 seasons with Napoli weren't the greatest 2 seasons, so them both combining for a ton of goals and assists, especially last season, was very good. Very good to have that come from the right side. I just feel like I wish Lozano would take a few more runs, or would make a few more runs to that byline. I feel like that's something Callejon really did well, was stretch the space, out wide, use all the space that he's given. Those passes from Insigne to Callejon to either take a shot like at an incredible angle or put the ball back into the center for Mertens or whoever's in the front was what I loved the most about Callejon. And sometimes I see Politano make those runs, but not Lozano. And that's something I would like from him. But other than that, I think Lozano does really well. He works hard. He runs. He's smart with the ball most of the time. And, I have no problem with either of them, to be honest with you. Gianluca says some games, depending matchup, Lozano is better or Politano. They both offer very different things and are very good at what they offer.
Agreed.
100% agreed.
No, it goes back to what we talked about before, right? Giving Spalletti flexibility in the team when he needs it. That's really what it comes down to.
Yeah, and Unas also came back to training today.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's right.
We were talking about that before we went on the air. Gaetano and I.
Oh, he's back at training, Ken?
Yeah, this morning he was back. Yeah.
This is good news. This is good news. I mean,
Listen,
pretty
he's somebody
soon-
to play false 9 too, I think, no?
Sure. I
Yeah.
think you can put him in the middle.
He's I don't know if I trust him there, but he can do it.
Yeah.
Can he do it well? I don't know. He for me, his spot on the team is secured. He's someone who you can put on, 70th, 75th minute when you need that spark.
Agreed.
Things aren't working. You need someone to come on and maybe have a moment of magic, because he has the ability to do it. He has never done it consistently for us, but he is capable of it and shows flashes of it still. So,
yeah.
But it's good. It's good to have your team coming back. I know Deme was back yesterday. He was in the team.
Mhm.
Politano's back. Unas is back. Manolas is back. So, I know we're dealing with 2 injuries that we're really sad about right now, but it's good to see some of these other guys come back into the fold. So, hopefully Anguissa is back before
Right.
the Christmas break, and we can get a couple games out of him beforehand. We know Osimhen won't be, but I think it's good that we have Lobotka in good form. Deme, I think, is a good guy to bring on late in the game or have a spot start. Obviously, Fabian has been great all season. Zielinski's heating up too. So very happy with what we're seeing.
Sal De Brita comes in, says, I can't wait to see more of Unas. He's such an incredible potential. And if he hits that, then we would be in a great place. I think we're in a great place already, bro. I agree with the Unas comment. I do. But we're in such a fantastic place right now.
Yeah.
Even without Unas, I think we're good.
Yeah,
man.
he's also 25 already, so I
Yeah.
don't know what his ceiling is at this point, but
Sure. Gianluca says false 9 Unas is a sub, not as a starter, but I like him a lot and brings something no one else can on our
Agreed.
squad for sure.
He
He's
does
very
have
hungry.
the ability that winning that one-on-one that basically no one else on the
no
team
one on our
has.
team has it. It's true.
Yeah. He's got that hunger and desire for goal. And one-on-one he's gonna beat somebody.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
It's something that's every once in a while Elmas can do also off the bench.
Yeah.
But Unas has some special. Sometimes he does something you're like, oh shit, okay.
Mhm.
He makes sometimes takes your breath away with the things that he does. It's great.
Unas for me, not Unas. I'm sorry, Elmas for me. Right in front of goal, I'm a little skeptical with him right in front of goal. I think Unas is better on the left or like more towards the middle of the pitch.
He's like a vice Zielinski right now.
Sure.
He just doesn't. He doesn't pass forward though, ever.
That's the thing.
I don't know if you notice Elmas. Yeah, he like almost never passes forward.
What do you guys think Elmas' natural position is?
And then when he has the ball in front of goal, he tends to really like just kind of get flat-footed or just lose himself.
Elmas's best position is probably as an attacking midfielder, because he's not fast enough to be a winger and he's not clinical enough to be a striker. He's a weird one.
I think he's like a segunda punta, like old school segunda punta. That's what he does.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's see here. We got Gianluca again. He's similar to Victor, that defenders cannot mess up since he's so fast and that he could break. Oh, I think he's talking about
Unas.
Unas. Yep. But as far as Elmas is concerned, Elmas is just a workhorse, but he either does too little or too much. He's clearly the best player on North Macedonia, and he's going to be missed from them by them for that Italy game in March. So that's something that we have to look into. For that, but obviously we're okay with him missing that, right? On both levels, for Napoli and for Italy. Daniel D says this squad is incredible, has so many different plays, styles, and scoring ability. We just have to stay healthy, and I also think we have to stay hungry, Daniel. We have to keep this mentality, and we've been doing a good job of it this season. There's no shame in losing to the champions of Italy at their home.
No.
And having the ability to have either
probably should have
picked
the draw from that.
But there's no shame in that at all. I was not as upset as I should have been from that loss. But I think we have that mentality. I gotta say, and I hate to say this, but looking ahead to Sassuolo, like if there's a way that we can bring that statue with us to the Mappe, that'd be nice. because at least because I know that there's the one outside of the stadio, right, near the Distinti entrance. Then there's the one that was on the sidelines
On the
yesterday.
track, yeah.
Supposed to be left in the locker rooms from now on. I
Yes.
think they need to wheel that thing out to the sidelines
Wherever
every
we
single
go.
home match. Why not? Why not?
Yeah.
What's it? You know,
Yeah.
there's
I thought you meant to bring it on the road, like every road game.
Oh
just bring
no!
the locker
Well,
and
I
just take
did
it with
say
us.
that I said that jokingly. We have to bring it to the Mappe. But I definitely think at home it should be there.
Oh yeah,
It should be right there.
agreed.
Wheel it out. We'll put it back in the locker room at the
That's
end of the
right.
match. You know, like if you ever wanted a motivation, that statue's going to motivate these guys. Not just a picture on the wall. It's not just saying that this statue, this beautiful bronze statue that was created in his honor. That I know that the Maradona family aren't really fans of because of the fact that it's the guy that's trying to monetize from it.
Oh
But-
my gosh.
But still,
Yeah, Diego Jr. Man, he's this guy. I mean, go ahead, Rafa.
no. You're right. But
You should worry about the club he coaches and not what Napoli is doing.
Yeah.
I mean, he spoke with De Laurentiis and they had a good chat. And he said that as long as that dude's not there, he's not going to be there. But he supports Napoli and, the tributes. He just doesn't support the dude. What's his name? Cerci, I think his name is. Anyway, Sal Di Brita through 14 matches last year, 25 points. Through 14 this year, 35. Spalletti effect. For sure. Yeah. Let's look ahead to Sassuolo on Wednesday and Atalanta on Sunday. So Politano being back from COVID, Unas training. One thing we didn't talk about with the Lazio match is how you and I, Ken, thought that it would have been a better idea to start Petagna, and were we proven wrong? What do you think?
This is Spalletti's fault, by the way. Thank you very much, Luciano. He said this team doesn't work with a false nine, blah, 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 blah. We're not going to do the, because they tried Mertens a few weeks ago or a month ago, and it didn't work. And he was like, okay, this isn't working. So, Luciano, you made me get my predictions all wrong. So, hope you're happy.
Right, but considering, our buddy Henry Bell, the former Frank sidekick,
Dottore, yes.
The Dottore di Napoli, right? His articles, really paint the Mertens picture as he's not really a false nine anymore.
True.
He's a legit striker.
Yes, he under Sarri he didn't play as a false nine, but the way that Spalletti implements him, is
he hasn't dropped back a lot.
Yeah.
He's dropped back to the midfield a lot.
Yeah, yesterday he was dropping super deep and actually letting Zielinski be the first person to press.
Yeah, that's what we were saying before, Rafa. When everybody was just interchanging those. Him, Insigne, and Zielinski were basically interchangeable in the triangle up there.
Got you. Sean said to rub the foot before every match.
It'd be the new tradition.
The foot's a little weird. Can we throw that out there?
The gold foot, you don't like it? I like the gold foot.
It's nice. I think you could have had a boot on though.
The one outside doesn't have the gold foot. The one
inside, yeah. It's a little weird. I don't know. I mean, I get it. I get that he's like, I get I get what they're going for, but he can be wearing a boot, right? We need the guys barefoot out there. I don't know.
Also, how do you guys feel about the whole he's leading with his right and he's a lefty? The guy
He could just be controlling the ball. Who cares?
Give me a break.
The one in the stadium, he's actually hitting it with his knee.
Both statues, he's using his right foot.
No. On the statue inside the stadium, he's actually the ball is like up around his knee. He's not actually controlling it with his foot.
That's right.
So
only Napoli fans would argue about the Maradona statue controlling the ball with the right foot.
Yeah, Gianluca is not happy about it, bro.
No, he is pissed. He boycotts the statue.
Yeah, he says that he thinks we go with the exact same lineup, possible only switch in Demme in the midfield, but I see the same team. I don't know. I think we get a little bit of listen.
You got to start to rotate a little bit, otherwise these guys are gonna fall apart. You got a match midweek this week. You got a match midweek next week. You play Atalanta on Sunday.
Is Atalanta Sunday or Saturday?
Atalanta Saturday. Oh yeah, you're right. That's my bad. I wrote Sunday.
I wasn't sure.
No, Saturday.
Sorry, guys.
It's actually annoying because Atalanta plays tomorrow.
Tomorrow they get an extra day,
Yeah.
and they're home.
They do play tomorrow. Yeah.
But yeah, the game.
I think I
They
would,
play tomorrow.
I would rest Fabian on Wednesday and play Dem and Lobotka in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah, or I mean, you have options. You can go Deme Lobotka, or you can go Lobotka Zielinski to start with Elmas as your. Or you have options. You could do Elmas as a 10. You could do Zielinski as a 10 with Deme and Lobotka. You could do Petagna and Mertens as two strikers with Fabian and someone else. There's options. I do think we will rotate, though. I do think.
I also think he's got to try to give Insigne a little break too, because he probably won't be able to play both games. 90.
Listen, Sassuolo with some big.
He'll start Insigne, but he'll if we get a lead, he'll take him out.
The guy who needs the rest the most is Di Lorenzo.
For sure.
This guy he hasn't been off the field in 3 years.
For sure.
So, I mean, I know it's not a game you want to say it, but at some point, Malcui's got to start a game. I know I don't love him as a player, but you have to at least try it and see what happens because, I mean, there's no one else. Who else is going to play right back? He's the only backup you have. At least at left back, Juan Jesus started a game. Gulam, I think, is dead, but whatever.
Hey, man, I hope not.
What a shame, Gulam, man. Every time
it's obvious that he can't play longer than a few minutes because even in the Europa League or whatever, he's not starting.
Yeah.
Even when he was suspended in the Europa League, he didn't start. When Rui was suspended, I don't think he's got anything.
I think I brought this up when I was chatting when you guys had the show, your first show a couple of weeks ago. I wonder if he ever goes 3 at the back to give Di Lorenzo a break that way and play.
You could
Juan Jesus, Koulibaly, Ramani, and then somebody else on that right spot. Maybe
I mean, maybe there you can get away with playing Malcui.
Yeah, you can play Malcui
back as much.
Right.
Rui on the left, maybe.
Yeah, it doesn't matter who you play. It depends how offensive you want to be.
I mean, he tried Mario Rui as a regista against Inter for a little while, or Spartak. I don't remember which game it was. I think Spartak actually.
It was Spartak. Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, if Mario Rui ever scores, the Maradona is just gonna fall down. It'll just want to.
He should have scored yesterday.
I know.
He should have scored yesterday. He should have scored last weekend.
Yeah,
he should have scored last weekend too. Guys, Sassuolo, coming off of some big wins. I mean, Milan, Juve. How big the Juve win might be. It might not be that big, considering Juve now.
But they also lost Napoli at home. They drew Cagliari at home. So,
Sure, but they're a tough team, and they took Roma to the limits in the first couple of weeks. Like they're a very tough team. I watch them a lot.
And they always play us tough.
And they always play us tough, and they're a tough team.
Yeah.
So
I mean, Dionisi has done really well with them.
Right, for sure. Now, Genoa play against Milan at the same time. So while we're playing, they're going to play them.
That's an L for Genoa, by the way.
Yeah,
that's an L for Genoa for sure. But and Inter Spezia is before our game at 12:30 on Saturday. Actually,
we gotta win.
We gotta win.
We gotta win.
We gotta win, man. So, are we really thinking about starting Malcui against Sassuolo on Wednesday? I mean, I know that would be the opportunity.
The problem is, I mean, you have to trust these guys at some point. Otherwise, the wheels are going to come off in February and March.
Do you think we play them in the Europa League against Leicester City, even though we need a win to qualify at least?
Still 3 games in a week.
Yes, 3 games. I mean, listen, Di Lorenzo, like we said, Di Lorenzo literally has not come off the field in 3 years. I think it's actually mind-boggling how he's still performing at such a high level.
Do you think a rest
never off the field?
Do you think a rest might screw with him mentally?
No. He knows his spot in the team. Come on, I mean, I would be shocked.
Nah, I know he knows his spot, but you think he'll get thrown off for a rest? Or
I would be shocked. I'd be shocked.
Okay.
I mean, I'd hope not. The guy must be dying.
Yeah,
Gianluca says we just need to lock up Berardi. That's pretty true.
Volga's pretty good too.
I mean, yeah.
Daniel says he never thought he'd see the day that Mario Rui is his Twitter profile.
Did you guys see that? What he did with what Danny did with Mario Rui?
With the Ballon d'Or?
With the Ballon d'Or.
Yes.
Psycho maniac.
How he didn't win the Ballon d'Or is beyond me, right, guys?
They wouldn't even allow him in the building to even watch. Forget about winning the Ballon d'Or.
Too much Mario Rui slander in the world. That guy's been good for like 4 years, and everyone.
I'm fine with Mario Rui. I have no
See,
issue.
and this is what I'm talking about.
We had a 91-point season with Mario Rui as our left back for most of the season.
I have no issues.
Exploded, and he had to step in and did a really good job.
I have never had an issue with Mario Rui. I just think we need our backup.
He needs a backup because Gulam is dead.
Yeah.
Obviously not literally, but I mean, as a football player, he's just wiped.
Yeah, it's
sad. He probably doesn't want to sit, meaning Di Lorenzo.
I mean, maybe he doesn't.
No one ever benched him.
I mean, he wouldn't be benched. It's not like it's a punishment.
Yeah, it's not a punishment. It's a rest.
I think he's talking about Mario Rui there. Gianluca is not a big fan of Mario Rui.
Oh, gotcha. Sal says we need to move on from Gulam. Painful to say, but he needs to get left behind.
His contract is up at the end of the year, so
he will be. So
I will give him a role in the club to, like, I don't know, scouting or something. He deserves it.
I think so. He's a really nice man too. You know,
he's a great guy. I mean, it seems like he's a really nice guy. This is no disrespect.
We spoke to him in Michigan. Really cool. Really good dude.
Yeah.
So Luca has a transfer question. We're talking transfers already, guys. Luca Lombardi comes in. Do you guys think we add a CB, a striker, an RB in the January window? What do you think?
Depends on if we sell anyone. If the rumors of Manolas going to Olympiacos are true, then we're going to sign a center back, I think.
Again, watching the post-match stuff where he's celebrating with the team, he's celebrating as hard as if he started the match. Like, he doesn't look like he's upset. He looks happy on this squad. I think he loves Naples. I don't know. I mean, it makes sense to sell him.
He's been awful, man. He's been
He
bad.
He hasn't been good, but it makes sense to sell him. But do you think he wants to leave? I mean,
if he did, he wouldn't show it. I don't think he doesn't start enough. I don't think he would. I don't think he would outwardly say like, "Y'all want out of here." But
honestly,
I wouldn't be surprised if
he sell anybody this transfer window, man. Like, keep this group together. You know,
Manolas has been incredibly disappointing signing.
Yeah,
just overall, it's just been really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for the money we spent and what the wages he earns, he has not lived up at all.
Yeah, he's the only one I would consider selling. But if we're going to add, it would have to. I mean, if Manolas stays, then the only thing we'd have to consider would be a right back or a striker.
Yeah,
but I don't know if we're not going to go for a striker. I don't think, though. I truly don't. If Mertens is fitting and Petagna is the backup and Osimhen's coming back in February, signing a striker is redundant because that person's never going to play come when Osimhen comes back. So who are you going to invest in? If Mertens is leaving, a third string striker, or I don't know.
You guys telling me Cavani's not coming?
You took the words out of my mouth. That's the quickest way to piss Ken off or to annoy him.
I'm sorry.
These guys
have been.
He's been coming back for 4 years.
That was not meant to piss you off. I was.
No. I'm joking.
I was being facetious because people will say it truthfully. That's
people actually think.
I was saying it truthfully for years, man. I've given up. It's just
he's not coming.
He's never.
He would not take the pay cut needed to come here. That's why he hasn't come here before.
Right.
Why would he come from PSG wages to play for us? Why would he come from Man United wages to come to us? It doesn't make any sense for him.
Mm-hmm.
Unless this is like some sort of passion project for him, then fine, come. But there's no way. He's not going to come from 7-8 million a year to come play for us. And, we're not even going to, we know the wage structure here. So it is what it is. If he wants to come play for us because he loves the city and he wants to make, $1 million a year and just wants to play because he loves the city so much, come on, let's do it. But if not, I loved you when you were here, but you're not here anymore. So it's time to move on, everybody. Time to emotionally move on from Cavani.
Let me ask you guys a question. A lesser of two evils. Who do you want in Salernitana Juventus?
No debate for me. I want Salernitana to win, baby.
Always. Anytime Juventus is playing, it's always whatever other team.
Anytime. It doesn't matter who they're playing. I don't care.
They could be playing.
Salernitana's annoying, but they're irrelevant. They're going to go back to City.
Yeah,
for sure. But even if they were relevant and up there, I would want Juve to lose at all costs.
Yeah.
Something I didn't really expect to talk about. Let's talk about this this raiding of the Juventus offices again. Another scandal. Another potential friggin' Scudetto taken away. 2 maybe. The shady transfers, Pjanic and Arthur or whatever. What do you guys? And Napoli's involved because of Osimhen. Of course, once Napoli gets involved, all of the investigations open up, and now they're talking about points deductions and fines and relegation for Juve and Scudetto's taken away again. How do you guys see this playing out? Is this a slap on the wrist for Juve and everyone else, or do you think this is a big thing?
No idea. It's too early to say for me. I don't know. I haven't followed it closely enough to say.
I'll be shocked if anything actually happens as far as point deductions or relegations. Fines, possibly. I've even read things about Agnelli possibly stepping down or being forced out.
Yeah, he was supposed to step down for the Super League
out.
too, right?
Listen, when it comes to Juventus, man, in Italy, we have to go through this they run the league. All right, this is all charades. Even this when they got relegated in 2 Scudetti, they're still on the Juventus Arena, whatever the hell the stadium is called. They're still posting however many Scudetti they want because they could do whatever they want. It's not gonna make a difference. The police can go and they can investigate and they can look. At the end of the day, Juventus, Agnelli, and whoever else is over there runs whatever they're gonna run. And I'm sorry, I'm gonna go on my soapbox here, but I freaking hate them. And it is what it is, man. They get away with murder year in and year out, and it's just what it is. It's just what it is. They this Valencia, whatever. It's one word in Italian. I don't know how to say. It's like 80
plus Avenza.
Yeah, I speak perfect Italian. I don't know how to say that word for some reason. It tricks me up every time.
Because it's made up with plus Valenza.
Yeah, whatever. They like basically invented it. They have like 90 million of like fake money that doesn't exist. They just come up with like they sell players overvalued. It's a mess. They just do whatever they want.
Yeah, but that's what they're investigating, and if found guilty, they could be facing a lot of trouble. Which
what do you think will happen, Raffa? You think something's actually going to happen?
Well, I mean, who really thought something was going to happen at Calciopoli, and then it happened?
That's true.
Honestly, for real, they were.
That's way worse, though. That's way worse.
Well, for sure.
They had the recordings at Calciopoli.
I hear you. I mean, Man City pretty much got a slap on the wrist. They didn't get any fines from UEFA. So who do you really think? Who really thinks anything's going to happen?
My opinion, without knowing too much about it, is nothing will probably happen. And every time something like this happens with Juventus, especially in Napoli, they make a big deal about this in the newspapers and on the websites and all this stuff. But most likely scenario is that nothing will happen. But that won't take away from me enjoying every time they lose this season.
Agree, Ken. 110, 20%.
Yeah. Let's not talk about them anymore, by the way.
By the way, my kids are not allowed to say the word Juventus in my house. Just so you know.
Oh, dude. That's the quickest way to piss me off, man. It really is. It really is. It's great because when we talk about Juve losing, it's the same passion as we talk about Napoli winning. It really is. Yep. But a lot of people are in agreement that Juve are not.
The best part about Juve is when Raffa sings their theme song.
Oh God!
Oh man, I love it so much.
The best is when you like change the words or like it's just.
I love it so much. I love it. Yeah, let me tell you. After what loss was it? It was a big loss.
The one you did in the car, I was dying.
Yes, that was the best one.
But then there was the one in the shop while we were working. Listen, I missed doing it, live as they were losing and walking off the pitch and the song was playing and they lost at home.
I think the one in the car must have been Empoli, no?
No, the one in the car was Sassuolo.
Oh, Sassuolo, okay.
The one in the car was Sassuolo. The one
Hellas was the one in the shop.
Was Hellas.
Yeah.
And I missed doing it live, so I YouTubed the song and played the song so loud in the shop with a client there.
With the client in the chair.
Client was in the chair. He had no idea what was going on. I'm trying to tell him.
I was so confused.
my cousin is like, why are you doing this? And I'm like, God, dude, come on. What do you mean, why? Oh man, I think that's what I'm gonna do. Anytime Juve lose, I'm at work. I'm just gonna blast the YouTube song and just play it, play it. I won't even sing. I'll just play it. Smile. It's wonderful though. I love it. Anyway, guys, final thoughts. We're just over an hour right now. I think we can call it here. But like I said, we're looking ahead earlier, like I said, to Sassuolo on Wednesday and then Atalanta on Saturday. There's a big match. Atalanta play Venezia tomorrow, but while we play Atalanta, there's a big match. Roma Inter is a big one. Let's not forget we're also trying to fend off Inter. I think somehow at the end of the first half of the season, it's going to be Inter on our coattails and not Milan. I think Milan are going to drop a few more points on the road.
What do you think, guys? 4 points or 6 points these two games? What do you think we need? I mean, 6 is optimal, but do you think 4? You'd be happy with 4?
I'd be happy with 4, a win on Sassuolo and a draw to Atalanta. I'd be happy
with 4.
I
You
agree.
get 4 out of 6 here, 4 out of 6, and then that gives you 9? 7 out of 12 or something. 7 out of 9, including the match yesterday against 2 really good teams.
Put us at 39 points, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think I agree. Inter is the team I worry about more than Milan.
I'm telling you, man. I called it.
But we'll see because we play Milan in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
The week before.
I mean, we should have Zambo back for that.
That's a big week for us. I want us to go into the Christmas break with big momentum.
Agree.
That's a big week.
I hate playing Atalanta.
Yeah, Atalanta is going to be tough. We'll be home.
Gasperini, bro. I fucking hate that guy.
Yeah, for sure. We'll be home. That's the only real.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of home games coming up, actually.
Yeah. We do.
A lot.
So Sunday, December 19th is the showdown against Milan at the San Siro. That weekend, Atalanta play Roma, and Inter on Friday play Salernitana in Salerno. Oh my God.
Well, that's okay.
All right. Well.
So we play both of the Milan teams away. So on the return leg, we get them both at home. That's a big deal.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay.
That's right. The schedule is really weird this year. You guys know.
Yeah. No,
but
I don't know why they did it this way. By the way,
I really don't either. It was
so annoying.
They wanted to Premier League style it or something like that. I don't know. It's really ridiculous. But January 6th is the Juve Napoli game in Torino. Napoli Inter is the week of February 13th. That is
my birthday.
That's your birthday.
February 13th is my birthday.
Yeah. That's actually inside of that week. Well, happy birthday in February too. We'll have you on for that. Yeah. How's that for the Napoli Inter? That is the week that we're supposed to be playing in the Europa League if we don't finish in first. So, like I said, I'd love to not have to play in that time frame. Also, without Anguissa. Not Anguissa, without Osimhen. The timetable for Osimhen's return is somewhere in between when we have to play Lazio on the road on February 27th or Napoli have to play Milan at the Maradona on March 6th. So that would be the 3-month timetable right there. Important games. Very, very important games. And then,
don't want to put too much pressure on him coming off of a major injury, though.
No, you don't.
I feel bad if we throw him in his first game back against one of those, because then if he doesn't perform, people are gonna.
Well, he could be better before that. They might maybe keep him on the bench for that, and maybe bring him off the bench, especially if Mertens is playing great, and then kind of ease him back into the fold.
Yeah.
But All right, you guys. Gaetano, why don't you push your social media before we leave? And
I'm Sollazzo _1310 on Twitter. That's pretty much it. The same for Instagram, but I'm mostly on Twitter. Just I'm a private account because of my job, so I'm just trying to interact with as many people as possible. Talk about Napoli, Serie A in general, or Calcio. or life. But I appreciate you guys having me on, man. As always, this is always so much fun. If I can give a quick shout out to the Rockaway Raptors, my son's U9 travel team, undefeated champions. You know what I'm saying?
Out.
So we're rocking the hat today. But yeah, no, it's thank you so much. It was a lot of fun.
No, man, thanks for stepping in last minute when we thought that Ken was going to be unavailable. Thanks, Ken, for making yourself available a little bit for today too. I really appreciate your dinner being shorter and you coming in and giving us your input. You're a big part of this show, man. This is good.
Gotta make it happen for the boys. It's Monday night.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Gaetano, would love to have you back on soon. Like I said,
man.
perhaps for your birthday,
Anytime,
for the Inter match. I would love to have you back in to do a mid-season report card. Now, Gaetano, personally, I don't know if you want me calling out your occupation.
You can. That's okay. Yeah, that's fine. No worries.
Principale Gaetano over here.
Nice.
Former teacher. We need to grade this team. We'll grade the
We'll report card. I'll come on with a suit and tie, the whole thing. We'll have a whiteboard in the back. We'll do the whole thing.
Professore Sollazzo. How about that?
Sounds good.
We can have Henry on and Gaetano at the same time.
I think that's
professor
it.
and
The
the
doctor
doctor.
and the professor.
Doctor and the
Let's do
professor.
it. This might need to be an earlier show on either that or Henry is just going to have to stay up till all hours of the night because he's in England. So either way. But thank you everybody in the chat for joining in. I love you all very, very, very much. Please subscribe to Far From Vesuvius on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter, on oh my gosh, where else? Instagram, on
TikTok.
TikTok. We're on TikTok now too. We got to figure that out. Download our podcast. Yes, Kirsten's got it. She'll take care of it. Download our podcasts anywhere you like to get your podcasts: Apple, Google, Spotify, Podbean, Spreaker, SoundCloud. I don't know, everywhere. YouTube even has it. I don't know. But go ahead and do that. Far From Vesuvius, where you get all this stuff on audio. Please be sure to tune in to Fili del Vesuvio. They'll be doing a show soon too. Post-match against Sassuolo, I'll be on. You guys can talk to me. Ken, you might be available for that, right? Are you around on Wednesday?
What time's the match? Is the match at
2:30 the match. No. Okay. I got your days off mixed together.
It was Tuesday, yes. Wednesday. It's Monday, Tuesday. But
I'll be here. I'll be here, guys. We'll talk about it. We'll chat. I'll do a late night one again so we can all have a good time. But again, as always, Forza Napoli sempre. Ciao, ciao for now. We'll see you soon.